All right, guys, just want to make a quick video. I know I haven't made a video in about, I don't know, 5 days, 6 days. I've been really busy. And like I said in the past, these crypto markets, it's kind of, we're in that phase where we're going to be between 60,000 and 70,000 probably for the next couple months. I know there's a lot of hoopla over recent events that we're going to talk about that kind of pumps the price, then it dumps the price, but we're basically in a range. And I know it's fun to get excited every time we get a pump, but until we break out of this range, it's really not super interesting. And like I said, I've been really busy as well. I closed on two properties. As you guys know, I sold one of my properties in Baltimore, and I was able to buy two properties with that property, one in Pennsylvania and another condo outside of Baltimore. And I've just been working on that. I actually closed on the Hanover one this morning, and the condo is like, needs a lot of work. So I've just been over there painting, doing walls, changing out all the electrical outlets, and I want to get that all ready by the end of the month as well. So really haven't been paying attention to crypto as much, but just recently I've been looking, and we're going to talk about what's going on. You know, it's kind of funny. We've been talking about inflation on this channel. So one of the reasons stock market a couple of days ago went up to all-time high was because the inflation numbers came out. And we've always said on this channel, inflation's not going anywhere. It's not going down. Food prices are crazy. The minute the Fed lowers interest rates, inflation's going to go out of control. Well, apparently in the numbers that came out a couple of days ago, inflation was kind of showing it was coming down a little bit. And just that little inkling of positivity, the whole market goes up, and Bitcoin pumps like $5,000 in 2 days. Here's the article. Dow Jones Industrials average briefly hit 40,000 amid renewed hopes for U.S. economy, slowing inflation, and still a strong labor market and robust corporate earnings are all supporting the stock market. The index was comprised of 30 stocks, blah, blah, blah. So everything's basically pumping off the news that inflation is kind of slowing, not even going down, just slowing. I can tell you guys, I wouldn't be surprised if the next inflation number that comes out, you're going to see inflation going right back up again. You know, Jamie Dimon came out just yesterday. He's issuing a warning. Jamie Dimon warns markets are fooling themselves by thinking inflation will soon go away. The chance of something going wrong are higher than people think. And this is what I've been talking about for a while. Inflation is not going anywhere. It's not going down. You go to the local supermarket, you go to McDonald's, everything's going up. Prices are going up. Nothing's coming down. And I've always said, because we're in an election year, we have the election in 5 months between Donald Trump and crooked Joe Biden. And there's no way the Democrats are going to let the stock market and are going to let inflation numbers make their way into the market and scare people away, because then Joe Biden will definitely not get reelected. So I wouldn't be surprised if right now we're kind of seeing a little bit of fudging of numbers, because remember, the Fed is all controlled by Joe Biden. It's mostly Democrats, Jerome Powell. All these guys are a bunch of Democrats, and they know if inflation doesn't start coming down, or at least people don't think it's starting to come down, there's no way Democrats are going to win the election. Joe Biden's already down in the polls. In every single swing state, he's down. I mean, he's down bigly, as Trump would say. So it's not looking too good. So if you combine that with high inflation and a crashing stock market, there's no way it can win. So I think what we're seeing right now, and this is going back to crypto, this is going to benefit crypto, because if the stock market crashes, if inflation doesn't go down, if we go into a recession, the crypto markets are going to go to fucking zero. I mean, not zero, but it's going to be like a COVID dump. We don't want to see that happen until after this bull market, which we've always said on this channel. Bull market's probably going to top out end of summer, going into fall. After the elections is when I think the real economical numbers will come out. And if we get a recession and if we get a stock market crash, that's when it's going to happen. You're already seeing stock market at all-time high. Of course, if the stock market's at all-time high, we're going to be due for a crash really, really soon. Nothing goes up forever. And now you have Jamie Dimon warning about it. And while we've been dumping over the last couple weeks or last month, we're in that kind of boring phase, the smart money has been buying. Here's an article. XRP and Cardano whales are loading up bags. Are they preparing for an altcoin rally? Yes, they are, guys. There's still time to buy some of these coins, even though we've gone up over the last couple of days. XRP and Cardano whales have gone on a buying spree. If you look at whale activity, they're buying up XRP, they're buying Cardano. Theta went back under $2. Now it's back over $2. People are buying up Theta. Friend of mine just picked up some T-Fuel Fleta. Analyst Ally explained in a new post on XRP whales have seen their holdings go up over the last couple of weeks. The indicator has relevance here as the supply distribution from the on-chain analytics firm Sentiment, which tells us that the total amount of assets the different market groups hold. The whale cohort is of interest in this discussion. These investors hold between 1 million and 10 million XRP. At the current rate, these amounts are worth around 52 million and 5.2 million respectively. Clearly, they are pretty significant holdings, which is why whales are considered influential in the market. And if you look at the graph, you'll see that whales are picking up these coins. The graph shows that while XRP has been stuck in the consolidation during the last couple of weeks, the whales have been viewing the opportunity as a buying opportunity. And that's all that's been going on, guys. This goes back to what we've been talking about. We told you we're going to have the halving. We told you we're going to have a pullback after the halving. We told you we're going to be in a boring phase for a month or two after the halving. It happens every halving, and that's exactly what's happening. There's not too much going on right now, but behind the scenes, you're finding out whales are accumulating, and the big funds, the big old juicy funds, are buying into these ETFs and buying these coins. Here's an article, Morgan Stanley, 1.5 trillion Wall Street giant Morgan Stanley buys Bitcoin ETF exposure. Morgan Stanley, one of the largest Wall Street firms with 1.5 trillion, has disclosed a 270 million investment in spot Bitcoin ETF. So this is what all the smart money is doing. They're buying the ETFs, they're buying their Cardano, they're buying their Bitcoin, they're buying their MicroStrategy, all in anticipation, impatient for probably one of the biggest bull markets that we're probably going to see in the next couple months. Guys, we're so freaking close. Everything's lining up perfectly. We got the elections, so we probably know there's not going to be a big dump until after the elections. Everything timing-wise is going with the halving. By the end of the summer, I really think, by middle of summer, I think we're going to be in full-blown alt season. End of the summer, going into the fall, I think we're going to be talking about selling, about taking some profits on some of these coins. So right now, we're kind of in that no man's land, just kind of chilling out. $66,000 Bitcoin. I know we're at like $62,000 just a couple of days ago. We got the inflation news, stock market pumped. Now Bitcoin's pumping. I was working on a house at the time. I saw the pump. I think we went up like $2,000 in a day or three. It didn't even affect me because I'm just like, this is the range. We're range bound. We're going to go from 60 to 70. We're 66 right now. We could be at 68 by Sunday, and we could be right back down to 62 by Wednesday. Guys, that's the way these markets are. That's why every dip now is a gift from God, a buying opportunity, because one day, soon, Bitcoin's going to blow past $73,000 again, $80,000 Bitcoin, all-time highs, and these altcoins are going to go absolutely crazy. You're already seeing even coins like Solana up 5% today. I mean, most coins are up. Link up 15%. Let's see if there's any super big gainers on the top 50. Optimism up. VeChain's done pretty good. 3.5 cents for VeChain. I mean, everything's really up, but before you know it, these coins are going to be right back to where they were a month ago before we had this dump. Like I said, Theta back up to 220 again. It's not going to take Theta to go back up to $3 where it was last month. So everything's kind of inching its way back up. We had the halving about a month ago or 3 weeks ago. I'm thinking probably, everybody always says sell in May. I think May is going to continue to be in this kind of volatile, between 60 and 7. I don't think we're going to blow past all-time highs until we get out of May, but I think going into June at some point, we're going to blow past all-time highs, and that's when I think alt season at some point in June, beginning of summer, some point in June, I think is when alt season is going to officially start. Then we got July and August. Things will be going crazy, going into the fall, and then we're going to be looking at taking some profits. So overall, guys, everything looking good. Not going to be making videos every day unless something crazy happens. And like I said, don't trust these inflation numbers. Just because they say inflation's cooling, it's almost like if you have like a horrible disease. And they're like, good news, your disease is still there. It's still spreading, but it's spreading a little bit slower than it was last month. Is that going to make you feel any better? No, you still have a horrible disease and it's spreading. And a lot of this is cyclical too. When people talk about crime numbers, it's like, oh, crime is, there were 1,000 murders last year and this year there were 999 that means crime is down. No, the numbers are cyclical. So same with crime. You might have a little bit higher one year, a little bit lower, a little bit higher. Now, if you get a big drop in crime, like 50%, then you can say, wow, there's something going on here. What are we doing? Let's talk to the police department. But if you get a 50% uptick in crime and robberies, you'll say, hey, wait, that's actually something we could look at. Do we need more cops? Like, what's going on? But these little tiny swings in the numbers mean absolutely nothing. So when they come out and they say, oh, inflation is slowing, and the stock market goes to all-time high, and you have Jamie coming out and saying this is fucking bullshit, you know there's something going on. And you know the government right now is going to be looking for any opportunity for positivity, because we got a freaking election in the United States in 5 months, and the current guy, Joe Biden, is down, down, down. So like I said, if we get a dump in the stock market, go into a recession, it's not going to look too good for him, and he can basically write off his chances. So I think until that election, like I said, we're probably going to be in a pretty good spot. But I do predict when we go into that bear market, which will probably happen the end of this year, I think we're probably going to go into one of the biggest bear markets in crypto history, especially if the stock market crashes from all-time highs, housing markets kind of crash a little bit, auto markets crash, auto loan markets crash. You have a lot of people not paying their car loans. You have a lot of people not paying their mortgages. I think we're going to be in a huge crash, and crypto is probably going to take the brunt of that. Wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin goes right back down to $15,000, which was the last low we had. Wouldn't be surprised if coins like Theta go back down to 20, 50 cents. Litecoin back down to $20. Cardano back down to 20 cents. I think all that's coming in the following year. So we have to know this coming bull market, we have to be taking our profits. And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be getting out of these cryptos by the end of the summer, going into fall. We might not get the all-time high, but we're going to make a ton of money. And like I've been saying in my previous videos, we're not going to get all-time highs, because if you try to wait for all-time highs, then you essentially don't sell in time and you basically you miss the bull market. So we're going to be slowly cost averaging out of these markets starting at the end of the summer, little by little by little. And eventually one day we're going to wake up and everything's going to crash and we're going to be in a bear market. And on this channel, we're going to be able to say we took our profits. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.